Hello everyone and welcome back to Heaven's Secret episode 3. It's time to get used to the new place and discover its charms and mysteries. Episode 3. The hardships of student life. I felt fingers running over my cheek, then over my nose. The hand slowly slid down my face, then my neck, then shamelessly slipped beneath my clothes. Huh? Mimi? She was sitting on the edge of the bed next to me. Having woken me up, Mimi smiled and bent over me. My eyes were drawn to her translucent bra, its thin fabric failing to conceal the sensitive skin beneath. Are all humans sleepyheads like you? Yes. What time is it? Time for some action. She ran her fingers playfully over my body and then swiftly threw my blanket to the floor. Mimi, what do you think you're doing? Don't be a prude, Simona. Demons are pretty straightforward. If we want something, we take it. She spread my legs slightly and ran her hand across my inner thigh, then slowed down, waiting for my reaction. I was watching you sleep and got carried away. I realized that just watching you isn't enough. I want to touch. What about the rule? The rule. Do you know why they came up with it? No. To prevent children, silly. No one will punish us for it. Her hand slid close to my panties and I gasped quietly. Are you afraid or aroused? She pulled away a bit, a sign that she wasn't going to force me to do anything. We love respect. And like I said, I already played the game, so of course I played the aroused version. But I want to do the DINO version because he kind of attracts me right now more than Lucifer. I'm afraid. I'm not ready, Mimi. Mimi backed off immediately. As you wish. Are we good? Sure. It was just a suggestion. I wouldn't force you. Mimi opened the wardrobe and started throwing clothes at me. Get ready. What for? Since most of the demons are proud and distant, the angels end up recruiting most of the unclaimed. I don't want you to become one of them. But none of the demons will even speak to you if you dress like a nun. Damn! That's a nice outfit. Or this. I love this so much, but I want to wear this. Honestly, you know what? I'm a demon today. 20 gems. Go off. I love this outfit. I couldn't pull this off, but I would wear it. Where are we going? Mimi turned around and flashed a mischievous smile. You'll see. Oh, hold up. I'm wearing the same thing as Mimi. I'm so blind. Several bored students sat atop the gargoyle staring down. Sammy, isn't he tired? How many times is this? Twice. Is he still flying? Yeah, and there's the open. Is Andy jumping again? Mimi stepped to the edge and leaned over it fearlessly, peering into the void below. That's the unclaimed for you. Hard to understand what they're up to. The guy next to him nudged him and motioned toward me. Oh, hey, we were waiting for you. My name is Addie. Sammy. A dozen demons and a couple of angels were sitting on the roof. They started hooting and whistling as they realized I'd arrived. What's going on? Addie and Sammy circled around me, fluttering their wings impatiently. Aw, look, the new girl got caught in the web. But does she have what it takes to get out of it? He spoke loudly so the others could hear. They cheered in response. Oh, I know where this is going. Is this one of these tasks for you to challenge your bravery? Sorry, I didn't warn you, but it's part of my job as a roommate. Warn me about what? I started to feel anxious and I stepped back from the edge of the roof as I could guess what they wanted from me. I heard a noise behind me. Someone had just landed. I turned around quickly. Andy? You called her too? Yeah, so what? She'll take the challenge like the rest. Mimi came up behind me and touched my shoulder. It's a tradition here, get it? Before their first flying lesson, the unclaimed jump off the roof and open their wings as late as possible just when it seems like they'll hit the ground. What if it's too late? You won't die, but it'll hurt a lot. You'll regret it. What? I swallowed. At first I wanted to run, then I just wanted to cry. Finally I burst into laughter. We're all nuts. We entertain ourselves however we can. Let's show the new girl some support. Everyone started to cheer enthusiastically. I realized something. This was just a game to them, and I was like a new toy. They didn't see the unclaimed as living beings. We were more like of mouths of dirt shaped like them. Whispering, it doesn't matter what they think. Open your wings as soon as you jump. Did you do that? It's different. I'm used to doing this and I enjoy it. I jump almost every day, going further every time. I'm addicted to it and I'll pay for it one of these days. But you? That's enough talking. The crowd started roaring. Come on, do it already. Jump. Get on with it. So what's it gonna be? I will jump. Who cares? The angels and demons cheered wildly. Now we're talking. Show them what you've got, Simona. I stepped to the edge and looked down. Okay. If I open my wings too late, I'll splatter all over the yard. From all the way up here, the yard below looked like a tiny little circle with little dots scurrying back and forth. I gathered all my courage, spread my wings, and folded them back. Don't be afraid. You'll only die once, thank you. Thanks, Andy. I died, so who cares if I do it again? I smirked, trying in vain to hide my fear. Let's show the unclaimed a little support. Jump, jump, jump. The crowd started chanting. Some flew just above the roof to watch me from higher up. I'm dead. Well, it's now or never. Damn, I jumped. Keep wings closed. The moment I started falling, my mouth opened to scream, but I held it back. I tried to embrace my fear. When should I open my wings? Keep your wings closed. I was plumbing fast. It was hard to tell how close I was to the ground. Everything inside me screamed to open my wings, but I fought that urge. Maybe now? Keep my wings closed? I got closer and closer, but I wanted to hold off a little longer. Then I realized it was too late. Oh no, 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 no. As I hit the ground, excruciating pain spiked through my whole body. I'd never felt that much pain before. What have I done? You failed to open your wings. Try again. Open your wings. I was getting closer to the ground fast and realized I had no time to lose. I spread my wings and started flapping, stopping my descent. I was about 30 feet off the ground. Simona! Andy dove through the sky and grabbed my hand, helping me back up to the roof. So they do 1, 2, 3, 4, damn. Damn, new girl, you've got guts. The unclaimed are becoming more and more reckless. Hey, let's show the new girl some support. Did you even see what you did? The crowd started to shout, whistle, and fly in tight, trim fence circles. That was seriously impressive, and not even just for your first jump. Andy's hands clung to my waist. The crowd started to disperse. Addie and Sammy sat on the roof. Mimi sat near them and patted the spot next to her. I sat across from them. Andy followed my lead. We came up with this initiation to get to know the unclaimed better. Sooner or later, some of you will become either angels or demons. You've got everything it takes to become one of us. Or one of us. I love them. They are so cute. Mimi froze, listening intently to something. Gerald's lesson is about to start. Let's go. They ran along the roof and dove off of it fearlessly. I could hear their wings flapping. Andy and I were left alone. It's a long way down. I can help you. How? He blushed and kept silent for a moment, but then he gathered his courage and spoke. I could carry you down in my arms. Aww, that's sweet. I would say not necessary because we have to learn. Andy was clearly embarrassed. He nervously ran his hand through his hair. Yeah, you're probably right. Should I go down with you? I'm good. He smiled, nodded awkwardly, and then plucked off the roof. We have to learn somehow. I feel bad for him, but we have to learn somehow. I calmly walked down the stairs as if I didn't have wings. Gerald stood with his hands clasped behind his back. Demons, angels, and unclaimed lined up in front of him. He turned to us, then grinned viciously as he looked up to the roof. Have you been doing it again? His voice boomed menacingly like thunder. His eyes passed over the crowd of students before he stared at me. Path of high glory, okay. Though you're new here, you've already managed to build a good reputation. I'm sure you're a good person. Take good care in your actions. Demons and even some angels might push you to do various things. Not all of them have your best interests in mind. And while the school is located in the sky, remember that this is not heaven. Do you understand? Yes. His words made me uncomfortable, but Andy tried to cheer me up. When I got caught, I thought Gerald would kill me. I don't know how you got into his good graces, but take the win. Gerald waited for everyone to get into place. Then he spoke. Today we will focus on energy exchange. It will allow you to identify the person in front of you, even if their true identity is concealed. Can we hide our identity? Of course, you can pretend to be human, alter the look of your wings for a time at least. Gerald came closer and reached out toward me. Our eyes can be deceived. Our feelings cannot. He touched my stomach. I felt a powerful light surging through me. This is energy, like fingertips. Like fingerprints, everyone has a unique energy signature. Gerald stepped away, marched across the row of students, and returning to his place stood still again. Energy alone can identify a demon's or angel's rank. Who can name them? Someone raised a hand. A set of thin, graceful fingers rose above the ground. Asti. Ugh. Demons and angels' hierarchies are the same. The students were at the bottom of this chain. She briefly glanced at me and Andy. Disregarding the unclaimed, of course, who don't even reach that level. I hate you too. Following the angels and demons are the archangels and archdemons. Next are principalities, dominions, virtues, powers, thrones. Each higher rank rules over those below. Together they rule over heaven and hell, keeping the world order in check. At the top of that chain are the cherubim and the seraphim. Only Sifa is above them all. The moment Asti mentioned the seraphim, my heart skipped a beat. Because of a mom. Do you know who the seraphim is? Who the seraphim are? Higher ranked gods? Exactly, they are the closest to Sifa. Simona, your mother is a seraph, the first and only one of the unclaimed to ever become one. Mom, how did she manage it? That is correct, Asti. Most likely you'll never meet anyone ranking higher than the archdemons and archangels. What? But they'll let me see my mom, right? They can't deny me that. Unless your father is Satan. Someone started laughing, and I noticed Lucifer to my left. He looked at Gerald with a cocky, defiant grin. Right. I wonder what it's like to be Satan's son. Judging by energy alone, you should be capable of determining how powerful the demon or angel standing before you is. This is important, and it may save your life. Would they attack us? How do they say it back on Earth? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. You should learn to fight, even if you end up never needing it. Now, I want you to feel each other's energy. Split into groups of 2 and stand face to face. Touch the one in front of you. Embrace if you must. Can we kiss, Addie? So be it. You may kiss Sammy. The demons laughed and Eddie stepped forward. Do you think I'm afraid? Come here. Love it. Ooh, I love it. They embraced tightly and kissed. Do you have a problem with that? No, it just took me by surprise. I am living. Sammy and Addie. Love it. Just because you cannot conceive a child together does not mean the rule does not apply to you. Do not push it. This is just for the sake of the assignment, Sammy. Of course it is. Enough with your sideshow. Study one another's energy for a few minutes, then switch partners. Okay. Mimi stood in front of me. She took my hand and interlocked her fingers with mine. I felt a faint but sudden gush of energy. Mimi's energy tasted like sour raspberry. It appeared to me as a red light, and it blinded me for a moment. I wonder what my energy looks like to her. Eddie was next, but he was fooling around and wouldn't let me get a clear reading. I was frustrated and looked down at the ground, at least until I saw someone's boots stepping up to me. I looked up. I was about to say Lucifer. I was about to say his name. Hello. Lucifer grabbed me by the waist, excuse him, and pulled me against him in one smooth motion. Excuse him? He was focusing intently on my energy and didn't even look at me. I followed his example. I felt in him a power that could easily tear me to shreds. I couldn't imagine a person that could harbor this kind of energy. But he, Satan's son, did. Lucifer possessed this kind of power and didn't brag about it. He was overwhelmingly strong, maybe stronger than Gerald, but he was also calm. When it was time to switch partners, Lucifer pushed me away unceremoniously. Excuse him. First you pull me close, get my hopes up, and then you leave me high and dry. Damn, who does he think he is? Get enraged. Period. Hey, I'm not some rag doll you can just toss around. Lucifer stopped and looked back at me in surprise. He raised an eyebrow before turning away. I'm sure that's true. I backed away from Lucifer and hit my head on something. Ouch. I started to step aside, but someone grabbed me by the shoulder. Ow. Nemesis. Oh! I turned my head as best as I could, then screeched in surprise when I saw it was a statue that was holding me. Yeah, I cannot read that. I cannot speak that. It was shaking its head and moving, somewhat clumsily, but still moving. What's going on? Nemesis, let her go. Girl. It looked to the sky, turning its head left and right as if trying to see something. Something possessed is trying to get a hold of me, please. Girl! The angels and demons parted, making way for DINO. Period. He stepped up quickly and grabbed me, lifting me and jerking me away from the statue's grip. Why is she talking? I don't know. Gerald approached Nemesis, held her by the shoulders, and lowered his head. Carry on with the lesson. He started to whisper something, and the statue began to shake her head violently, resisting, turning back to stone. Gerald grabbed her shoulders tighter. The statue's movement slowed gradually until at least it stopped. Are you ready? What? To read my energy. Oh, right. DINO came close to me, hugged me, sorry, and rested his chin on top of my head. The first thing I felt was warmth, nothing more than warmth emanating from his body. But gradually I noticed something else, something like a focal point, great potential and vigor. It was a different kind of strength than I'd felt in Lucifer. He felt entitled to it. DINO, on the other hand, cultivated this energy himself. He trained and developed it over time. He wasn't powerful by birthright, but I could feel the determination to change that within him. DINO slowly pulled away from me. Did you feel anything? The unclaimed are hard to read. At first, you just feel like mortals, but with enough focus, one can sense the potential buried deep inside. Doesn't sound like much. Gerald stepped away from the statue and addressed us, but kept glancing back at it every now and then. Now then, I'll split you into teams. Your job is to learn one another's energy so well that in 1 hour's time you'll be able to identify one another by energy alone. Sir, Gerald began calling out names, and after a while I heard mine. Simona, Mimi, Addie, Sammy, Andy. We separated from the class and stood in a semicircle. I suggest we go to our hideout. Your hideout? To the Crying Virgins. That doesn't exactly clarify anything. We'd have to fly there. That's okay, Simona will learn, even if she hasn't had any formal flying lesson. Let's decide, stop wasting time. Do you want to fly on your own, or would you like me to give you a lift? We have to learn, for fuck's sake! Are you sure? She's not a little girl, Andy. Flap, flap, flap. Everyone took off, leaving Andy and me behind. He looked worriedly at me before taking off himself. I'll stay close, try to keep up. This should have been the first thing they taught me when I got here. Alright, it's not that difficult. It's all about flapping your wings, right? I started by fluttering my wings weakly, but as I gained confidence, my flapping got stronger until eventually I took off. Keeping balance was the most difficult part. At times I'd flap too hard and push off backward, ramming through clouds or stumble around obstacles along the way. Mimi and the others were far ahead. Andy had to stop every so often and wait for me. We flew past the towers of the academy and descended into some caves. We have to learn. The landing was the roughest part. I lost my balance, slid on my knees, and ended with an impressive face plant onto the stone ground. Andy helped me up while the others applauded. Okay, that was courageous. What is this place? Ages ago, the lowest ranks of demons and angels would come here to pray to Sifa. The legends say that a woman came here to pray for someone she wasn't supposed to pray for. She cried a pool of tears. After that, the statue started crying as well, filling that pool over and over again. This place has been considered a place of sorrow ever since. I climbed the time-worn stairs and looked at my reflection in the water. Can I touch it? Go ahead. I slowly lowered my hand in the water and waved it left and right. The surface of the water rippled. I pulled my hand out and licked some water off my finger. It even tastes like tears. You thought we were joking? So how do we get accustomed to each other's energy? We haven't done that before. Addie jumped onto a ledge and sat down, bending one leg under him. The best way is to see it in different forms. What do you mean? We have to incite emotional responses in one another. Anger, happiness, sorrow. Excitement, by the way, take notes now. Addie. So what? We're just supposed to make each other angry? Addie jumped down and paced around in the center of the group. There's a better way. Let's play Vaget. No thanks. What's Vaget? That's a game of the fallen who've had too much glyph to drink. It can be played sober as well. What are the rules? My dear Simona, are you aware that the only thing that no one can conceal, not even see for other eyes? Eyes are the window to the soul, but I'm sure you knew that. According to the rules of the game, you have to read the other player's past by looking into their eyes. If you uncover something meaningful, the other player fulfills your wish. If not, you fulfill his. Doesn't sound that bad to me. Eddie clapped his hands. Wonderful. I'll start. I'm dead. Well, I see Miss Alina. She told you something important, something that stunned you. Object? Object? I agree. That's right, she told me my mom is a seraph. Everyone exchanged glances, but no one said anything. Did you feel her energy? How excited she got? You owe him a wish. Fine, what's your wish? I'm kind, demon. I love passion. Bitch. Kiss one of us, whomever you want. Even you or Sammy. Why not? Honestly, at this point, kiss Addie, kiss Sammy. I mean, they are together, but they said that they don't mind. But still, they are together. I wouldn't want to do that. That's too much drama. Kiss Andy. I mean, I could kiss Andy, but I like me more than I like Andy, so kiss Mimi. I went up to Mimi. She smiled at me cheerfully. Her sly, predatory gaze gave me goosebumps. My lips touched hers and froze half-opened, waiting for her to take the lead. But she didn't budge. She was waiting for me. So I pulled her toward me, bit her lip, and kissed her as though we were the only ones there. Mimi resisted briefly, but she gave into her passion and kissed back. That was hot. Addie. We've seen enough shades of your energy. Time to move on. Period. For the next half hour, we looked into each other's eyes to try and uncover everyone's most vulnerable moments. We heard many things. Wait, Eddie, are you bi? Can't you tell? He's bi? That's nice. Mimi, you're in love with Lucifer. Wait, what? What? She flared up, then went silent. After a few moments, she answered, no. Her eyes were red, bitch. She said no. Then why do you always stare at him? His image is engraved in your eyes. Eddie started to cough. Oh! Eddie started to cough and elbowed Sammy. Shut up, that isn't true. I'm nobody compared to Lucifer. Oh, but she's sad now. So that means that there is something. Maybe she doesn't have feelings for him, but maybe they have a past. Like I said, I played it often, but I don't remember much. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be allowed to buy rank. Mimi looked at me as though she were apologizing. It was like she was scared of pushing me away. It's not true. Oh yeah, because I have more with her, I'd say. Sammy, you've lost. What? It's clear as day. He looked at Mimi's face and shut up. Okay, I lost. What's your wish? She straightened her clothes and her hair anxiously. Steal something from Angel Fancy or from his office, period. What, are you just mad about me telling the truth? Do it. He'll kill me if I get caught. It's so hard to be friends with demons, isn't it? You're such a bitch, Mimi. She blew him a kiss, period. Oh, I love it. Woo. Chill, both of you. Maybe we should try another wish. No. Fine. Sammy ran his hand over his face as though it would wipe away some of his anxiety. Be careful. Oh, Eddie. He reached out to Sammy and their fingers interlocked. I am in love with these two. I can do it. He soared into the air with one mighty flap and disappeared behind the cliffs. Did you memorize his energy? It's almost impossible to forget. An awkward silence hung in the air. Mimi was running her fingers between her feathers like a comb. She was avoiding looking us in the eye. There is something. There is something. As soon as we heard the beating of wings, we all jumped to our feet and stared at the sky. Did you do it? Sammy landed swiftly and straightened his ruffled hair. Come on, did you? He silently took something out of his pocket and tossed it to Mimi. She caught it and examined it skeptically. The translator, you intentionally took something that Fancy doesn't care about. Do I look like I have a death wish? Of course it did. You didn't specify it had to be important. Mimi shrugged. Fine. Can I see it? Here, take it. I studied the odd device in my hands. It looked like a tiny phonograph. What does it translate? Anything you want. Period. What's going on? Nemesis, let her go. What language did Nemesis speak? Old Angelic. Do you know it? No. No one's really used it for a long time. When demons and angels began to work with humans, they picked up on their dialects. Everything merged, so the seraphim cast a language shroud upon heaven and hell. Yeah, now whenever people land here, they speak the common language of demons and angels without even noticing. Is that right? The same is true for us when we go to Earth. Old Angelic is pretty much like Latin, a dead language. Damn! Could this translator make sense of what Nemesis said? Maybe, but why would you care? What if she was saying something important? I doubt it. Statues usually speak nonsense. We will give it a try. Eddie shrugged his shoulders. Try. We should get back. I agree. The flight back was uneventful. No one was there when we returned. Where is everybody? Gerald is always late, but we're also about 10 minutes early. Well, no one's here. I took the translator out of my pocket. How do you use it? Put it up to her mouth like a megaphone. I stood on my toes, try and reach her head, but Nemesis was too tall. Then Andy lifted me up. Thank you, sir. Can you reach it? I can now, yes. I reached out with the hand holding the translator. As soon as the device touched her lips, Nemesis shook her head. Her white pupils trailed about her surroundings, the skies, the courtyard, but they stopped when she saw me. For a while she stared in my face. Finally her lips started to move, her voice echoing in our ears and chilling us to the bone. Changes are coming. The day cannot last forever, but the night will be ruthless and terrifying. Your demise has one blue eye and the other red. So my demise will be an angel and a demon? You don't say, girl. He will come and take your peace away. He will fill the pools with blood and tears. What happened once will happen again. Ooh! She stopped speaking and returned to her previous pose as though she'd never moved at all. What just happened? Andy lowered me to the ground. I don't know, but it doesn't sound great. Usually they speak complete gibberish. She seemed pretty articulate this time. We looked nervously at each other. After a few minutes, we heard hurried steps coming toward us. Gerald appeared at the courtyard's entrance. He came down the stairs, disheveled and little out of breath. The other angels' demons followed him in a line. Ah, you're already here. Good. Arrange yourselves into several rows. He mentioned toward me. Simona, stand here in the center. Turn around so you cannot see who is standing where. Now I will call out your group members. Your task is to locate the person I name, without looking, relying on energy alone. Do you understand? Yes. So where is Andy standing? I wasn't as close with Andy as I could have been, and Gerald didn't give me much time. I could vaguely feel his energy among the others, but it was too faint. I couldn't pinpoint it among the rest. Second row first on the right? Wrong. What about Mimi? I knew Mimi's energy very well, but as soon as I thought of her, I tasted bittersweet raspberry on my lips. Just remembering her taste made me blush. First row, first on the left. Excellent. Now Sammy. He's... How the fuck am I supposed to know? Oh my god. Second row, first on the left. Wrong. And finally Addie. Fourth row, second on the left. Correct? What? It was a good effort, Simona, but there is always room for improvement. How the fuck am I supposed to know? I was just guessing here. Gerald began to call other students forward to test their senses. I stood in the line thinking about what Gerald said, and about the statue's words. All of a sudden, a deafening screech echoed through the sky. Uh-oh. Everyone looked up, trying to find the source. Is that a seagull? It can't be. The screech came again. This time it was louder and longer. The next moment, a tiny white bird appeared from behind the academy towers. It is a seagull. Mimi covered her mouth with her hands, staring at the little bird in horror. What's the matter? It's just a seagull. You don't understand. A seagull above the academy is a forbidden sign. It's a harbinger of disaster. Everyone's face had frozen in grim terror. But the screeches continued as soon doubled. Someone shouted, "Look, another one!" Screaming birds flooded the sky. Their number grew exponentially with every passing second until the sky was covered completely. Sifa, enlighten us. Oh my god, look at all... Screams and screeches filled the garden. One by one, the birds were dropping from the sky, dead. Some students tried to take off, but the dead seagulls dropping from above made flight all but impossible. Everyone get inside now. Gerald was scared. Judging by the look on his face, I realized this had never happened before. Clearly, the falling seagulls were announcing not just something sinister, but something truly terrible. Many had already rushed inside, but I hesitated, transfixed by a horrifyingly dark sky. Something else emerged from among the dying birds. Something large and very much alive. It was heading straight for us. It's a supandra. Huh? Oh my god. Simona, run! I backed away and stumbled onto the stairs behind me. I couldn't take my eyes off the bizarre creature. Finally, my self-preservation instinct kicked in, and I jumped to my feet to rush inside, but the strange creature flew to me quickly, grabbing me by the hair and throwing me aside. I hit my head on the pavement. Before I knew what was happening, the creature was standing on top of me. She shook her head as if trying to back away. What is going on? Roll over! The Supantra pulled back a little more, then jerked toward me viciously. Its open mouth revealed several rows of sharp teeth, and the back of its throat opened like a rose. I rolled to the side as best as I could. Supantra's teeth dug into the ground. Simona, close your eyes. Gerald flew up, crossing his arms in front of him. I could feel him building up energy for an attack. A powerful blow shot into the pavement, digging into it, bringing something from beneath to the surface. Chunks of dirt scattered across the garden. Oh. I turned away and covered my face. I felt lighter, so the creature must have stepped off of me. I opened my eyes and saw enormous blood-red plant roots strangling the Supantra. It let out a blood-curdling shriek as its head opened once again, this time bursting like a bubble. Gerald walked over to me and offered his hand to help me up. That's impossible. What was that? A Supantra, strange birds that live in the caves feeding on mold and those unfortunate angels and demons who fall into their traps. But Supantras are blind and afraid of sunlight. They have never, not even once before, flown so far from their nests. Gerald turned to the Supantra's corpse. Everyone else stared at it, transfixed by this creature that frightened them, even in death. Its corpse almost seemed like a warning, a message to the academy. Everything's changed. Okay, that was episode 3 of Heaven's Secret. The story keeps on getting more insane. I am really looking forward to have more scenes with Lucifer because we had a lot of DINO scenes in episode 2, but we rarely have any scenes with Lucifer yet. So I'm intrigued to know what will happen in the next episode, and I will see you. Bye.